So in this first match, we're playing against a Strength Craw. We both have a pretext, so the first turns are not going to be that interesting. And even though we're wearing pretext, we're still going to hit each other quite a bit. So I'm playing the new water set I told you guys about. And I decided to go and hit him on turn 1 as hard as I can, even though he has a protect, because I know that I can do some damage even through the shield. And I know that any sort of damage that I'm going to do, well, he has no regen, so it's worth it. I don't really care if he reprisal arrows me this turn, and he actually doesn't go for it, so that was quite alright. I'm going to take maximum distance here and just hit him through the portals. Again, I'm hitting on a pre-tech, but every single point of damage you take on a Craw is good to take. I, of course, leave the portals open because he has a minimum range on most of his spells, as he's playing Strength. And I don't really care about him hitting me through the portal. And if he went through the portal, he would have been logged by me. So I could use all of my AP to hit him. He goes for a pretty big turn with his Cloudy Dofus. And I just fix the redirection a bit and continue hitting him every single turn. As you can see, since we both have a pre-tech, like, the damage isn't lost. Here he's gonna want to continue hitting me, I suppose. So yeah, he goes through a portal, finds the line of sight on me, and that's where I see a very nice turn to do to him, because I see that I'm able to do both of redirection and then lock him at the end of a turn for absolutely free, because I have the Servitude Belt. And as you can see, it makes him, it tries him at the end of a turn, and it locks him, and he's going to have to spend a lot of AP to unlock himself. Here he used a beacon and then the arrow, so that was 4 AP, and it didn't cost me absolutely anything. He hits like a truck, though, on turn 5, because he has his arrows that are charged. But again, I'm able to find a redirection and go for the kill with the boost from the Sparkling Seal for the Dofus. In this clip, we're playing on a big map against a Xelor who has a lot of mobility, because he plays, if I remember correctly, a Strength Air variant with Heck Axe and Teleportation, so he can move around the map pretty freely. I play a standard fire set, as my goal against Xelors is to have the game go as long as possible, because I have regen and he doesn't, so every single point of damage I take, he's going to have trouble getting it back, especially if he's not playing water. He sees that he can't reach me on this turn, so he just expands his Premonition a bit, creates Telefrogs to boost his Gnell, and is just going to slowly advance on him. I take that time to take out his Synchro, as that's a major threat that's now gone. A bit less pressure for him. I keep myself boosted and just close the portal so that he doesn't reach me too easily. He's going to block my portals, one of my portals, and use it as a teleport pivot. Then he's probably going to put another entity. Yeah, he puts the Shepherd down and starts telefragging me, and he uses Rewind at the end of a turn so that he finishes pretty far away from me. I don't have a way to hit him through a redirection, but I'm still going to go just for this Dazzling Beam, because it's damage. And it unprocs his Dofuses, so that's still good. I always try to use my remaining AP to put down a portal, which could help me later on. He goes for a big, I think that's called Dark Ray, and I see that I have a redirection to hit him behind the corner with a Dazzling Beam, so I just go for it. He's pretty far away from me, so I don't think he can reach me even with a teleportation, so he's just going to go for portal blocking again. Create some AP. I think he could have done maybe a bit of a better job of getting like some distance, as he was playing with teleport, stuff like that. Again, I hit him with the Dazzling Beam and just close the distance on him. Try not to give him a absolutely free telefrag, which he doesn't have here. He has to put at least his Accomplice. Okay, so he goes for the Arachnium. Maybe he wants to keep Accomplice for something else. Again, he's gonna go for a damage turn, and he unlocks me and then knells at the end of a turn. Here, I go for a small totem play, which allows me to get out and still use the portal I put down because it doesn't disappear, as you guys know, which allows me to hit him again. Here, I think about it and I decide to take the Schaffer in the zones to get more regen because, again, you need to play regen against Zealors. You need the game to go long and you need to exploit the fact that you can regen a lot more than he does. Here he goes for a little teleport play and finishes all the way down there without me being able to open my portals. So I'm going to go for a turn where I both boost myself and then recycle the redirection to kill this synchro. Where the totem was, so that means that the totem is now on my portal. And since he's probably gonna go for a play where he comes and then he leaves again, exactly, I just have to put the totem away and it frees my portal, frees the redirection, and allows me to kill him pretty easily. So I just put the totem and kill him with 2 dazzling beams. This third match is a pretty good example of what you do when you're getting rushed by a colo farmer. So obviously, as you go up in rank, you'll probably see less and less of these, but if you're in the 4,000, 4,500 range, you might get a lot of people who just try to rush you and outdamage you with their pre-tech, and that's exactly what this Hopper Mage is doing. He has massive crit damage, he has almost no life, and he just relies on his damage being higher than yours combined to his pre-tech. So what you want to do is try to temporize the pre-tech as long as possible. And that's what I do. I change completely the axis. I put him all the way down there, and I put myself to safety on turn 1 to try to avoid as much damage as I can. I'm probably going to go for exactly the same thing here, because there's no real point in hitting him. Like, just a little bit, keep boosted, keep the distance, and if you don't have a pre-tech and he does, well, you just have to wait for free turns. And Eliotrope is really good at that because you can gain a lot of distance like this. And see, here he uses 6 AP, and that means that he only has 5 AP remaining to hit me. And so that takes a lot of his damage out. Also, in this video, I'm playing a strength set with a lot of crit res, which is super effective against him as he's a pure crit damage Hopper Mage. And again, I temporize him completely. This was turn 4, so I could both hit him and then outmap him at the end of a turn to deal maximum damage and make him waste a lot of AP trying to reach me. Here you can see that the Arcane Torrent doesn't hit for much because I have super high crit resistance. And since he went for a very squishy build, he's almost dead by this point. I fix the redirection, and I kill him easily. This one was against a pushback Foggernaut. Usually they play pre-tech and try to rush you, and this guy wasn't playing a pre-tech, so I guess he went either for an Emerald Dofus or maybe an Abyssal Dofus. I don't know what his 6th slot was. Here I'm pinging the cells where I'm okay if he finishes because I have pretty easy reach with my portals. So you can see that he rushes me, puts down a Tacturel, and hits me. It's okay, it does okay damage, but then the redirection is really easy for me, and I'm full boosted, so I don't know how worth it is to rush me on my turn 2, but still he went for it. So yeah, I just hit him pretty easily, try to get as much distance as I can. He's gonna evolve his Tacturel, put it in line with me so that it actually does some damage to me. And then he puts down a second turret so that I take indirect push-back damage at the same time, and it locks me completely. So it was actually a pretty nice play. Unfortunately for him, it means that he doesn't have any turrets available if he wants to go for like a big recursivity play or for his mobility. Here I tried to lock him, but I forgot he had his boots that were gonna unlock me anyways. Not that it really matters, I didn't have any good position to take. He's actually pretty smartly gonna put me back in the corner so that I take the increased damage again. But doing that, he doesn't protect himself and he's almost dead. I just have to League Vibe or Exodus the Totem, take the redirection, and kill him. And this would not be a The-Nusk video if we didn't beat some Sacriers. So in this video, I got rushed really hard by a Sacrier, and I had a hard time stabilizing, and I'm going to show you how I did it. He rushes me and places down a Coward to prepare a transposition or a projection. Actually, I think it was a projection that he wanted to do. And so immediately, I decided to kill the Coward instead of boosting myself harder, because I know that this damage is actually not going to be significant, but getting rid of a Coward is going to be really great. Here, he blocks with an Arachne, which is pretty annoying for me. I decide to kill it and put a lot of distance between him and me. I would have liked to kill the sword on this turn, but it was unfortunately not possible. Here, he's probably going to be able to lightspeed, exactly, and he hits super hard because I actually have 40% res, or almost 50, and he's playing, if I remember correctly, with Phalanster Shield, so he doesn't have damage boosts, so like the damage I'm taking is absolutely insane. Here I convulsion him in the portal because I don't play therapy, so I had to find a way to do it with the convulsion, but you can see that my life total is very low, and he's still completely fine, and he's able to hit me almost every single turn. Again, he just goes for a bit of MP reduction and just unlocks my Dofuses, which is pretty annoying. I'm going to be able to outmap him again. I want to take as much distance as I can, keep myself boosted. I'm also playing with Cloudy Dofus on this strength set because I just want to hit as hard as I can on the odd turns and then boost myself and outmap him on even turns. Here he plays Pelori, so I don't have much counterplay to that. Like going up to the Schaffer wouldn't have been that good, so I just have to save myself with a super play. He's going to block the line of sight. Here I have two choices, either try to hit him or kill the Schaffer. I decide to go for hitting him. Maybe kill the Schaffer at the end? No, I go for healing myself. So he's probably going to be able to transposition and get to me. Maybe he didn't have transposition this turn. And again, he moonhammers me. Here I don't have an easy way to hit him, so I just do this play, which is the easiest way for me right now. And I just go for max damage as it's an odd turn. Now he transpositioned the Coward, and again he gets to me. Hits really hard. I was afraid of dying at this point, but he also had to... But he didn't have enough AP remaining. I'm probably gonna send him back up. It's much better than going up myself, because there's two targets that he can transposition or use to displace himself. And this way, he's close to the targets he wants to use for mobility, so we're actually pretty fine. I expand my portals a bit, all the while boosting myself, so that I can hit him if he comes to me next turn. He uses his sword to heal up. Maybe he could have projection before doing that to gain that extra 2 spots. I try to see how I could hit him through portals this turn. I don't find it, so I just decide to expand my portal game a bit farther up. I figure the only way he could reach me is through this straight line. So that's why I put a super down, because it kind of shuts down his only way of getting to me. He decides not to go for me. Maybe he didn't want to take another super. He already took too many of these. He thinks he's safe, but I can hit him with convulsions 2 times, which is pretty good for me because it does the pushback damage at the same time, and it cleans the Shaffer. So again, every single action you do that does 2 things at the same time is always going to be good for you. He rushes me a bit with the coward, but doing that, he just seals his own fate. He didn't protect himself on this turn. Maybe he didn't have any cooldowns remaining, and I just have to put a portal next to him, go up there, and kill him. And you see, it was a game that was pretty hard because at the beginning he was rushing me, he was cornering me, he was blocking my portals, and I was able not to get completely trapped and get my portals to a sort of point where I was much more comfortable playing against him.